umbilical. Ground propellant feed has now been terminated. Everything is on track. The auto sequence has been initiated. Standing by for the initiation of the engine start. The second umbilical has been retracted. We have main engine start. Engines coming up to turbo speed. All engines at flight speed. And liftoff. We have liftoff of the 65th Progress resupply vehicle, beginning a 2-day journey to the International Space Station. All engines performing nominally. A good roll, pitch, and yaw program reported from the blockhouse at Baikonur. Good control of the vehicle. Good vehicle stabilization reported. The Soyuz delivering 102 tons of thrust from its first stage engine, disappearing into a cloud bank. All vehicle parameters reported performing perfectly. 1 minute 15 seconds into the flight. Everything continues to perform nominally on the first stage performance of the Soyuz booster, with the Progress 65 cargo craft encased in the upper stage of the Soyuz. We're coming up on solid booster separation and first stage shutdown. And we have confirmation of the separation of the first stage of the Soyuz booster right on time. The Soyuz booster and the Progress resupply vehicle, 30 miles in altitude, 73 miles downrange from the Baikonur Cosmodrome, traveling at 4,000 miles an hour. 2 minutes, 40 seconds into the flight. The second stage engine up and running in good shape. All parameters reported to be functioning normally. And we've had shroud jettison, so the Progress now exposed as it continues its trek uphill to its preliminary orbit. We're at the 3-minute mark into the flight. Good vehicle stabilization reported. The Soyuz booster tracking in perfect shape. All control system parameters are normal, reported by the blockhouse in Baikonur. And the second stage engine continues to fire in nominal fashion. Good control of the vehicle with 5 minutes of powered flight remaining. The second stage engine providing 96 tons of thrust as it continues to move right down the pike towards its preliminary orbit and spacecraft separation of the Progress resupply vehicle. Four and a half minutes into the flight. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . We're coming up on second stage engine shutdown and second stage separation. We've had second stage shutdown and separation, aft skirt separation, and the third stage is up and running. Third stage engine up and running. The third stage providing about 30 tons of thrust to complete the Progress's climb to orbit. Will fire for just under 4 minutes to place the Progress into its preliminary orbit. Coming up on the 5.5 minute mark into the flight, everything proceeding on track. The third stage engine continues to fire as advertised. No issues reported. Launch occurred on time at 8:51 and 52 seconds a.m. Central Time, 8:51 and 52 seconds p.m. at the launch site of the Baikonur Cosmodrome. 6 minutes into the flight, 2 minutes and 46 seconds of powered flight remaining. Coming up on the 7 minute mark into the flight, the third stage engine continues to perform in superb fashion. No issues reported as we head into the final 1 minute and 46 seconds of powered flight. The roll, pitch, and yaw of the Soyuz booster and its associated Progress resupply craft, all reported to be in nominal fashion. Flight controllers of the Russian Mission Control Center in Korolyov standing by to take over the rest of the flight of the Progress vehicle following third stage shutdown and spacecraft separation. Coming up on the 8.5 minute mark into the flight, just a few seconds left before third stage shutdown and spacecraft separation. This is Mission Control Houston. You're looking at a view of the Russian flight control room at the Russian Mission Control Center in Korolyov outside Moscow. Telemetry was a bit ratty toward the end of the third stage performance of the Soyuz booster, so we're standing by for further confirmation. Once again, telemetry was a bit ratty toward the end of the third stage, near the end of the third stage engine performance. So we are standing by for confirmation from the Russian flight controllers that we indeed had a third stage shutdown and spacecraft separation of the Progress 65 cargo craft.
And as a heads up, we are on board on SSC-8, so hands off SSC-8 for now. Thank you.
Telemetry being received at the Russian Mission Control Center in bits and pieces, indicating that the navigational antennas on the Progress have deployed. We're still standing by for confirmation that the solar arrays deployed. This is Mission Control Houston. The reports coming from the Russian Mission Control Center in Korolyov indicating that the Progress 65 cargo craft, which launched at 8:51 and 52 seconds a.m. Central Time, that the Progress has been placed in a preliminary orbit. We're still trying to confirm through Russian ballistics exactly what that orbit is. We also have received confirmation that its navigational antennas did deploy, but we are still awaiting confirmation on the outcome of the solar array deployment activities. Apparently, the solar arrays, the telemetry being received at least, indicate that they are not stowed, but may not have necessarily deployed fully. So we are continuing to stand by on further updates from the Russian Mission Control Center and the Russian flight control team there on where we stand with the Progress 65 that was launched en route on a 2-day mission to reach the International Space Station with its load of supplies on Saturday.